Welcome back, it's Doug MPA. We all know that when women turn 35, they smash headlong into the wall. And from 18 to 24, they spend those years going to some high-priced institution to get some degree that nobody cares about, to get a job that isn't going to make them any money. After 24, they go into the workforce and give their best years to a job that can care less about them. And then they wake up 35 and they look around and say, dang, I could be single the rest of my life. I want a man. I might want to get married and have children. Well, the women who can afford it usually get a matchmaker. And this woman right here is going to tell us why matchmakers for women is a scam. That's right. So we're going to see what she has to say about matchmakers for women. Before I get into this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. Let's get into this.
Good afternoon, single people, specifically single women. Something we haven't talked about in a while. Matchmakers are a grift. It's a scam. Matchmakers are a scam. You will pay them thousands and thousands of dollars, and they will fix you up with any warm body. They don't care what you want. They probably don't care what that other person wants. They just want it to count as one of the matches that you've paid for, and they will do anything they can to have it count.
So these women, they don't realize when they hit 35, if any men who are single, childless, and successful are already married, or they're not going to deal with a woman their same age. Why? Guys, if you're single, childless, have a highly valued skill, highly valued trade, highly valued education, why would you deal with a woman your age if you're over 35? You got to deal with all their trauma, all their debt, children. No, don't do it, guys. Why? And that's why these matchmakers will try to hook these women up with any warm body, because any warm body is all that they're going to have access to.
They will convince you of anything. They will convince you to settle. They will say you're getting in your own way and you're not getting any younger and you can't be too picky. Anything to get you to go on that date so it counts as one of the matches you've paid for.
Gee, by the time you hit 35, you do have to lower your standards. You may be too picky. Ever thought about that?
And then you go on the date and it's horrible, and then you come home and you make a TikTok about it, and I'm very tired of seeing this cycle over and over and over again.
I'm not. I can watch these TikToks all day, all these women. Men don't value me the way that I want to be valued. My value doesn't lower because of my kids. I have a career. I can watch those TikToks all day, guys.
Matchmakers do not have access to human beings that you do not have access to. Where do you think they're getting them? Where do you think they're finding them? Where do you think they're meeting them? Ask. It's the same men that you see everywhere you go. There is no secret treasure trove of men that matchmakers have access to, but they will make you think that they do so that you'll pay them thousands of dollars. It's gambling. It's fucking gambling. And the house always wins. The matchmaker always wins.
And the reason why these women have to outsource this to matchmakers is because a lot of them work too many hours, or their schedule is full of, I work 70 hours a week for $50,000 a year as a social worker, but then I got to meet up with my Soros twice a week, and then I have to do all these things. So women don't make time for relationships and don't make time to be approached anymore. And then men aren't approaching women in public anymore. You may see these men out and about, but they're not going to approach you, especially if you look too old. Those days are over, guys. Don't approach women in public. If you can meet a woman during activity, or you have friends who can introduce you to a woman, or maybe your family knows a family friend who may have a daughter or a niece or a sister or something like that. But cold approaching women in public, those days are over. Do it at your own peril.
The dating industry does not give a shit if you ever find love. They only give a shit about getting your money. And they will get that money too, won't they? From women who are tired and frustrated and exhausted and just want to fucking meet somebody already. But a matchmaker is not the solution to that. There isn't a solution to that. That's why people don't like my fucking content, because at the end of it, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know where to find your husband either. But at least I'm telling you the truth, and it was free.
A lot of these women, their only option is a matchmaker, because they're too busy, they're too bossy, They have horrible attitudes, no social skills. Especially guys, you will meet professional women who have law degrees, medical degrees, PhDs, 35, 40 years old, and have never had a serious relationship. If you reach your 30s, ladies, and you haven't had a serious relationship, you need a matchmaker. You need it. Because if you haven't learned by 30, 35, you're never gonna. Ever. This dating market is war out here, guys. Older women need to use every single tool available because men have more options and we're not stupid. We can't get got like we used to be able to get got. Feminism has freed women up from being barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, but it's also freed men up from our traditional duties too. We don't have to court women anymore. We can live life as bachelors now with no shame, no nothing. Guys, if you choose to have a relationship with a woman and you're successful, like I said earlier in this video, why would you date a woman over 35, especially with all the trauma, all the kids, all that stuff? Why? And women like this get all upset because men her age aren't looking at her. And then she's going to hire a matchmaker and complain about the only options the matchmaker brings to the table. If you could find a guy with a matchmaker, you would, but you can't. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one.